crap.
Now, I also have a couple of 10-pound dumbbells, so I'm going to use those.
I just found it a little bit easier to use a hole punch, kind of just to get a little bit of the divot.
Okay, so now the drill bits, we put this part on there. It's a little bit uneven, so we're going to make this, we're going to measure this out and make sure that everything is level and perfectly even from the outside, and then we'll draw. Hi!
Holy crap. Well, just the lid came off.
You guys don't need to take an axe to your van like we did to get the window install started, but it sure was fun. So come along and let us show you how we actually got this guy in. Now we're going to make a template. This window comes with 0 instructions, so after watching several YouTube videos, I have a great idea of how to do this. So we're going to take the frame, direct off the window in the same direction, and put it on the board. So I say that because the window has to come up through it. You don't want to turn this over. So I put it down here. The main thing I want you to see here, though, is 2 things. Right, this does not hold together well at all. And if I push down on one side, it pops up on the other side. It's really not very stable at all. So I'm going to show you how I got around that. So to get an accurate tracing, I would definitely recommend that you have 2 people to be able to hold this down. Today, Vince is busy doing something else, and I want to get this knocked out. So here's what I did to make it work. First of all, that is not going to stay together. So here I have some little zip ties, right? Little twister ties that you get from the grocery store. Slide that up through there. Yes, it's completely jimmy rigged. And that will hold it together good enough. Now, I also have a couple of 10-pound dumbbells, so I'm going to use those to hold this down. And then on the corner I'm working on, I'm going to put a book. It's not very heavy. So what I ended up doing here then is I just push this down, make sure it's down all the way up against the cardboard, and then I go ahead and trace inside. All right, voila, we have a traced piece. And then I'm ready to cut it. All right, so it's cut out, and now I need to make sure that this fits properly over the window. Now before I do that, I want to tell you guys that I ended up needing to write top on this part and this part, because what I found was this only went on the window absolutely correctly this direction. Look at that, beautiful, right? But when I did the other way, because I just had the paper, laying somewhere else, and I put it on there, and we're like, oh my gosh, it's not going to go down unless I force it. This is too much space, and the other corner I think had too much space, and I thought, oh my gosh, I did it wrong. But turns out we were about ready to go get the other piece of cardboard and cut it out. But we decided just to flip it and see what would happen. That was the correct way. Just goes right down there. So that's the way we're going to use it, and we know this is the top. So we decided to go with the fixed glass. Now there's also the T-vent, which is pretty popular. You'll see a lot of that. But for me, I felt like the T-vent, you had 2 things. You had a big metal piece that goes down through the middle, and it kind of blocks the view in my opinion. Also, the T-vent only opens on one side. It's just a couple of inches. So I kind of felt like overall, I'd rather just have a big window that I can look out of and not have those things in the way.
Okay, now we're gonna drill some holes into the wall here using the outline that we just had. The little pilot holes are just gonna help us kind of come around the edge here. I just drilled a little test hole here, and this is the one that I'll actually make a little bit bigger for the blade by using a step down bit. But yeah, I'm just gonna make a little bit of an outline here so I have something to kind of trace around the edges, and gives me a guide. And then we'll use a couple of these holes to drill leave the drill bits in like a lot of people use, and then take the template, drill through the template in a couple places, then take that template and put it on the outside, which will then help us kind of figure out the outline of where that's going to be as well. So just a way of kind of helping us guide where we're going to go and create the holes that we're going to need so the jigsaw can follow it around more easily. Okay, I just found it a little bit easier to use a hole punch, kind of just to get a little bit of the divot. I went to a smaller drill bit so I could get some of the edging rather than it drifting. So you can see on this side, I kind of popped around a little bit as long as I didn't go over the line too much. And on this side, I got a much tighter circle with that. So I'm happier about that, and it's working out better. Last thing we did is I put a couple of drill bits in here, drill through, and then we're going to use this template to place this on the outside and then get a good outline, because I think it's going to be difficult to use the jigsaw inside because of this edge right here. And I just try to do it a little bit on the bottom and it's going to get in the way, so I'd rather have it level on the outside. So we're going to tape it up and put it on the outside and guide it around.
All right, so now we're going to line up these holes with the drill bits. Which is easier said than done.
Here, I got it. I'll hold this.
Okay, so now the drill bits, we put this part on there. It's a little bit uneven, so we're gonna make this, we're gonna measure this out and make sure that everything is level and perfectly even from the outside. And then we'll draw a line around the template, put down some tape, and get ready to start cutting.
So we measured and measured and measured. I just didn't like the fact that the template works really well on the inside because there's a lip to guide you, and on the outside you kind of come and stick the template as best as you can with those drill bits. Then we kind of measured from the sides to make sure, we measured from the bottom to get sure, from these sides to make sure, and then kind of measured from the top to make sure. And I think it's going to work out because there is a little bit of give, because the lip of the window has, I don't know, ½ inch, 3/4 inch, a 1 inch lip or something. It's got a lot of give, so you can get it, a little bit off and you're going to be fine. So we're ready to cut this out and get it in. Boom.
Okay guys, this is the moment of truth. We're about ready to cut the van again. So we put our tape on right around those holes that we talked about before, and we taped up some drop cloth so it hopefully catch some of those metal shavings. Also put the other half of the drop cloth on the inside of the van right below the window to do the same.
Look at a pretty piece of art there.
Hi! We have just cut the largest hole that's going to ever be in this van.
Whoa, what's going on here?
Number 9. Number 9.
I'll take it.
Oh, hi sir. Here you go. Coffee straight from the mystery machine.
Thank you.
Extra sweetener.
Ah. So here's why people tell you to put the drop cloth down. There's a lot of metal shavings. I used the jigsaw on the outside, but if we go inside, look at this. Look at that. That's like metal dust everywhere. lots of the shavings. So we're really thankful that we put down this drop cloth, which has helped big time. So I was using a metal file, but that was kind of cumbersome, and I forgot I had this great little metal tip, this metal grinding tip. So I was just kind of using this instead and going around the edges, and it's wearing down to a nub now, but that made it so much easier.
Hey babe, we're never gonna be able to do this again. Come over here and kiss me in the open window.
Woo!
So it was a big day today. We cut a gaping hole in the van, woohoo, for our largest window, and this is gonna go in our sliding door. So this is the gorgeous window that's gonna go in, and I'll send you the finished product. Okay, so our Rust-Oleum is dry and we are now ready to dry fit our window. So we're losing light pretty quickly, so we're just gonna run through it and see if it fits first, and then go ahead and screw it in.
Well, almost perfect, but what we found out is that right around here on this side, it's too snug to come in, so I'm gonna have to take off a little bit. And I can see right here on those two pilot holes that I didn't come quite into it enough, and so that hole is still kind of protruding out, so I'm probably gonna have to shave this off a little bit. I'm gonna do it right now before it gets too much later. Okay, so this time it actually fits. I had to cut off a little bit on this right side, and now it fits nice and snug. It feels like it's not completely on, but when I look all the way around, I can see that it's on that gasket, on the soft cushiony part. So now we're gonna have to file it down a little bit and get it painted again, let it dry just a bit. I'm probably not gonna let it completely dry, but we're gonna need to get it on before it gets too much darker.
Well, it turns out we were way too conservative with cutting out the window, and we've gone back like 3 different times. Vince has actually, and shaved it down where we needed to. And so now, final time, we're gonna put it in.
I think we got the fit now.
I think we do. I think that's good.
So now we're going to take the frame, use the impact driver, and start getting it all tightened down. So I'm going to get a headlamp, and then I'm going to start getting this done. Are we done?
We are done.
Woo! This light. Woo!
Yes, we have a light.
If I didn't let it overlap, it was going to really be out here. So a couple of screws I had to come in a little bit of an angle, and then it seems to like pinch it down. So it works surprisingly well, considering there's no instructions or even how to do it. And it's just a seam that ends up kind of sticking to itself and working out. So we're adhering to itself with the screws, but it worked out. We're going to go eat some tacos now.
Ooh, look at that beautiful window that wasn't there yesterday. Mm-hmm. You see yourself and everything. And just like that, we have a big, beautiful window in our van. Now, we have had some time to have it weather tested. It's been rained on, it's been snowed on, and we've had 0 problems. So, highly recommend the CR Laurence window. We really love it. And I hope you found this video helpful for your build. Let us know down in the comments how your build is coming. We love to watch your journey and really appreciate you following ours. So, thanks so much for subscribing, and we will see you next week.